Hey guys, welcome back to the React and Golang full stack chat application. I was having some issues with my other laptop. Actually, this project usually, if you've seen the other videos, the previous videos, you've seen that I usually have been coding this out on my Alienware laptop, and that laptop has been facing a lot of issues recently. That laptop is very easy to work with because it's Ubuntu, and the whole project was set up there very easily. Here, it took me a while to set it up, but I've brought the project from that laptop, this laptop, so that because this stays with me, that one is usually kept at my other house, right? So this one stays with me. So I've brought the project here so that I'll be able to finish it now. Okay, so while shifting the project, I'm not sure if I had done this before, but I have now created a go.mod file. I think I'd done it before also. So just to clarify, guys, there's a go.mod file. The name of my project is github.com/akhil/golangchat. So I've done this with go mod in it. And then I've done go mod tidy as well, so that it was able to get this Gorilla WebSocket package for me. So in case you haven't done that yet, and if your Gorilla WebSocket file, this import is giving a squiggly line or an error, please do that. And also if in your main.go file, if this is giving an error out here when you're trying to import this WebSocket package, then I suggest you run go mod init and go mod tidy together. Ensure that this is working perfectly fine before you proceed any further. Okay. All right. So now this file belongs to package WebSocket, and even this file. So all of these three files will belong to package WebSocket. Just WebSocket. So in your main.go file, when you're trying to call upgrade function and trying to call new pool function, all of these things, they are basically going to be coming from in one of these three files. So here also we'll say package WebSocket. Okay. And client.go file, I think it was almost complete, but this v-sum looks a little wrong. So make sure you make it small v with percentage. I think I'd written this same thing somewhere else as well out here. Yeah. So in your main.go file also fix it. All right. So I don't think any more work is required in client.go. What we need to work with, however, is our pool.go file. So with our pool.go file, you have a pool which has register and register all these channels, clients, broadcast, and we started working on this new pool function. Okay. So let's go ahead and actually start building this function further. Your new pool function essentially is just going to return a new pool. And a new pool basically is going to have these four variables: register, unregistered, clients, and broadcast. So what you'll do is you'll say func new pool. What does it return? Like I said, it returns just a new pool. And whenever you're saying pool with a capital P, you're referring to this struct that you've defined here on top, and returns a reference to a new pool. Straightforward. Okay, and what does this have? Like I said, it's going to have all these four things. So we'll type it out. We'll say register, and to make a new channel, what do you say? You say make a new channel, and you say channel and start client. Okay, so channel start client. Here also you'll say make that channel. So you're just basically initializing the pool and creating a new pool and returning from this function. Unregistered will also do the same thing. Clients will also do the same thing. So if you have this autocomplete like me, it's very simple to type. And here also, you just select whatever the autocomplete throws at you. Just kidding. Please check if this is matching, right? The map with client and pool is matching with, and channel message is matching with broadcast. Just make sure it does, everything matches, and then only proceed further, because sometimes even these autocorrects can be wrong. All right. Here is where create a function called start. Now it's just not just any function, it's a struct method actually. And so we'll say it will have access to pool, which is of type pool. So what does start function do? Here we'll run a for loop. It will select for case client and we'll say pool.register. Okay. So we'll say pool.clients. Now, pool.clients, we're referring to this out here. So pool is an instance of pool, which is this struct. And here you have multiple things. You have clients, register, unregister, all of those things. So one by one, we have to work on those. So we'll say clients. Is equal to true. And then we'll just print out the size of connection pool. Size of connection pool is length pool.clients. So I'm not sure if I had shown you this in the demo of the product, but I'll show you once we complete it. I'll show you another demo. What's supposed to happen is that we'll have multiple concurrent connections. This is how connection pools work. So we're not just having chat between two people. We can have multiple people in that chat room. And to do this, we need to create a connection pool. To create a connection pool, what we're saying is that how many number of clients are there. We want to basically print that out in our terminal, because there could be the more browsers that you open up, individual browsers that you open up, and all pointing to obviously localhost 3000, the more number of clients that you will have, and all of those clients will be available on this connection pool, and which basically creating a chat room, which doesn't really have a limit on the number of clients it can have. So that's why when you want to see how many clients are there, you'll say you want to find out the size of the connection pool, and you just print out the length of the pool. You already know it's a struct and it has multiple clients. It's a map with clients, so it'll print out the number of clients. And here we'll say for client, and we'll range over all the clients. And we'll print out the client. So every single client that we have, we'll print it out. And whenever a new user joins, right, to the entire connection pool, all of the users who are there, we want to send something like, hey, a new user has joined, something like that we want to send. So what we'll say is we'll send a JSON message, because our React frontend can read JSON very easily and print it out. So here we'll say type 1 body is new user joined. Just type 1. Okay. After here you'll say break. And whenever a new user joins, we're calling that as register pool. Obviously, that's why we have created this channel. Whenever new clients join in, we print them out, or register them in the register pool. And then we have our other case, which is pool.unregister. What do you want to do here? So here you want to delete from the pool of clients the particular client who wants to unregister. So you have multiple browsers open up, and as soon as one more person joins up, everybody gets a message saying new user joined, and we'll print out the size of the connection pool whenever somebody registers. But whenever somebody unregisters, what you want to say is you want to delete that particular client. And what I mean by unregistering is that somebody's just closing off their browser, then you're just unregistering that client from the pool. Okay, so that particular client has been registered from the pool of clients. And again, you'll say the size of connection pool. So you'll copy and you'll paste it here. And then you'll go again, for all of the clients. So copy and paste this. And say client dot connection, this whole thing, copy and paste it here. And say user disconnected. Okay, so we're just advertising to everybody that, hey, this guy has one user is disconnected. And then you break. And then you have somebody writing a message, so you would want to broadcast it. You'll say pool.broadcast, and you'll say fmt.println sending message to all clients in pool. And here you will say for client, again the same thing. We're just going to range over all the clients again. So we'll say range pool.clients client.connection.write JSON. So the same thing, only instead of writing custom message, we're actually just going to pass the actual message. And you'll say error is not equal to nil. fmt dot println error, and you return. Okay. So that's it. You don't have any errors in this file. Everything works perfectly fine. To me, everything looks okay. And client.go also looks okay. Yeah. So now it's time to work on our WebSocket file. Alright, so in your WebSocket file, websocket.go file, what you'll say here is you'll import log, you'll import net/http, and you'll import github.com/gorilla/websocket. Then we're going to have a function called upgrade. So as you can see here, there's a function called upgrade. We'll have to create that here. So we'll say func upgrade. It's going to take W and R. W will be http.response-writer and R will be http request. What does it return? It returns a WebSocket connection or an error. So we'll define a variable called upgrader. And it's of type WebSocket, which is from this file, from this package .upgrader. And we'll have a read buffer size as 1024 and write buffer size as 1024. Now the place where I am getting this code from is the Gorilla/WebSocket package. So here you see that this is the exact code that they've given us here. What they're saying here is that the connection type represents a WebSocket connection, and basically you call the upgrader function to get back the connection, the start connection. So in our code, we're doing exactly the same thing. We want WebSocket connection, and then we'll have to call the upgrader for it. So the function upgrade not only calls the upgrader, which is the upgrader.upgrade function, which we'll have to call in a while, but we'll also have to have some origin considerations. Okay, so we want if there are multiple browsers, we want them to represented as multiple clients, and that's why we'll have to do some origin checking as well. So what we'll do here is we'll come here and we'll say upgrader.check origin function r/start http request boolean return true, and upgrader.upgrade. Always keep the documentation open at your side. so that you can pick up code from there. And here you'll say if error is not equal to nil. Actually, the benefit that you get with opening documentation is you can just pick up code and put it there directly in your code. You don't have to make any changes, because what you see here in these documentations is like properly tested code, right? So it saves a lot of time. This is what I always do. Always, like, I'll just copy and paste a lot of this stuff. Saves a lot of time. You know, because these are really experienced guys who have written this documentation and who have made those packages. So just rely on their expertise. Okay, so you'll print out the error and then you'll say return nil comma error, and here you'll say return connection comma nil, because connection websocket.connection, according to the documentation that we just read, is what we want to be returning. Log is a package it will get in automatically. All right, so everything in the backend looks all right, other than this pool, start pool. I don't know why it's creating an issue. Let's check it out. Now the code editor is telling me there's an issue here, there's an error here, but I have checked everything and it doesn't look like an error to me. And this is a common problem when you use these extensions. Sometimes Golang tells you there's an error where there's not supposed to be any, because I want exactly this. I want this pool to represent the pool struct that I've defined, which is out here. This is exactly what I want. So what I will do is I will just go ahead and I will run. I'll say go run main.go. And here you can see the chat project works perfectly fine. It's not giving me any issues in the terminal. So what I'll do now is I'll check out the front end as well, and then let's do a complete test. Even though there's an error here, there's no error in the backend. There's nothing in the terminal, no issues. So backend was working perfectly, and now I have opened up another terminal for my front end, and here I'm going to go ahead and say npm start. Okay, so there is some error. All right, so I'm getting this error because I'm using Node 17.4. I'll have to downgrade it. I saw that this issue happens with this latest version of Node.js. I'm using NVM, so I'll say NVM use 12.13 for now. You could use 14 and 16, it would work perfectly fine. I'm using 12.13 now. And here we'll say npm start. That should work properly. So as you can see here, it's starting up on localhost 3000. And just as we wanted, it's saying new user joined. I'll go ahead and type something. Perfect. And now I'll open up a new browser. And in this new browser, I'll again hit localhost 3000. And again, it says new user joined. And if I write something, Akhil hello, this message I should be able to see on my old browser. As you can see here, it says Akhil hello, right? So hey Robert, if I write that here, I'll be able to see that there. Hey Robert. Awesome, right? So two people are able to chat between themselves. Similarly, if I add one more browser here and I say localhost 3000, it says new user joined, and out here for all the two guys before in the other browsers, it says new user joined to them as well. It's updating them here as well, new user joined, right? So everybody will be able to chat with each other. So this is the power of connection pools. Now I may have changed the front end a little bit, in the sense I did see a small issue here and there. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So when I open up my front end, when I was going through my front end, I saw that in some of the components and the index file, I had not kept this as capital, right, to include the name of the component. In some of these, it was a small character. So I have changed this around. In case your front end is not working, just make sure you check the components properly. And I'm leaving this code now on GitHub. I'll give you the link in the description box of this video. So go ahead and first compare it with my code, and then you see if it's working or not. But mostly this is where you'll find the issue to be. So when I was going through the code, I changed these quickly, right? This is not an error, it's just a silly mistake, small silly mistake, because the name of the component has to be there. And do compare your code with this, and yours will also work perfectly fine, just like this. And I hope you liked this series a lot. You learned quite a bit. I know it took me a long time to finish it, but that's how it is. You know, I had so much other work going on. My laptop was not working, which had this project, so I had to extract it somehow and put it here to get it to work, and then finish it. All right, guys. So do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video or in the next series. So this series has now come to an end. All right, see you.